Tasmania hosting the Sydney Kings. We've seen these two teams clash in a grand final series not that long ago. Of course, the Kings are the reigning champs. In Tasmania, the Ants, always hard to beat when they're a home underdog. Be wary. But one of the Kings' superstars, Denzel Valentine, last week, 8 points, 7 boards, 10 assists, always a threat for a double-double, so make sure you get involved on that one. $4.30 is a nice price for Denzel Valentine. Enjoy the hoops, Tassie and the Kings.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Obviously, the talent is different, and it's at another level in the States in comparison to anywhere across the world. But the physicality here, I can see why they don't go the college route and they come here. I think this will definitely give you steps ahead just because the physicality, you're playing against former NBA players, all-time pros here. I think that gives them an extra step ahead. But it was a blessing to be there. I'm here now, I'm learning a different game, different rules, so it's been fun.
We're certainly happy to have Mahmood in the league, but we're even happier to know that I believe Leonard, from the word that I've got, I'm pretty sure Olgun's just passed it through his official news, the backboard is fixed and we are ready to play some hoops tonight.
Fantastic. They went to Bunnings, got some plastic fix, and now we're ready to roll.
Get a couple of snags on the way through there. But of course, the backboard's fixed. Tasmania and Sydney are about to do battle. Now, I'm going to ask you guys for your predictions, but I don't want you to just give me a who's going to win and by how much. Who's going to be the MVP? Who's going to be the Bunnings player of the game as well? So, Leonard, we'll start with you.
I'm going to take Tasmania by 4 or 5 because that crowd down there can really go off. And Sydney has a different lineup. Now, I'm not counting the Kings out, and I'm not on the fence like your boy, Andrew Gage. I'm going to go Tasmania for Milton Doyle MVP.
I can see that. I'm also going with the Jackies for the dub. And my MVP of the game will be this man right here, the little fella. Jordan Crawford. Buckets galore coming. Nah, man, Jordan.
This is bias. This is just bias coming from you.
Little folks, we stick together. Now, this is an uncomfortable position for Scott Ross because he likes to be an underdog. And then he'll say, oh, nobody picked this. Well, now we're all picking you, Scotty. So now they got to step up.
So I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask you right now, because you've got the Sydney Kings colour jacket on, Damon Larry. The key to the game for the Kings beating Tassie tonight?
Poise. They cannot get caught up in the hype. Tasmania, they played a lot of pressure at home. They're going to come out, pick up full court. Everybody's picking up 94 feet. Sydney's got to be able to withstand that pressure. And this man right here, Jalen Adams, is the guy to do that. Jalen
Adams is going to be unbelievable. Leonard, I'm going to get you on the JackJumpers.
I think they got to shut Jalen Adams down is what I think. Slow him down. But offensively, they got to move the ball from side to side. Make the Kings play defense. Get it off the glass, push it down the floor, swing that ball, open jump shots. You got to make shots to win it.
I like a Marcus Lee, too. Let's not forget. Will Magnay, we haven't seen him for a while, but Marcus Lee is the remix of a Will Magnay. Rim protector, shot blocker, lob threat, fits in perfect with their culture. Really happy for Marcus Lee to be down there in Tassie.
You add Drimmick to this lineup as well. Drimmick comes off the bench, I think, but what he does, he brings a fierce fight. Like he'll dive up the ball on the floor, and then you got McVay who does exactly the same thing. So those guys will be really tough.
Okay, before we go, we've got 20 seconds. Before you go, you just went at Andrew for sitting on the fence. I want a big call from you.
Big call. The big call is Tasmania's gonna beat the Sydney Kings. As big as I can go, bro.
Dude, that's all we got is a big call. We're gonna need a bigger call from that. Tasmania and Sydney about to do battle right here on ESPN.
It's their first outing on home floor, and Tasmania will be looking to defend their island. Led by superstars Milton Doyle and Jack McVay, the JackJumpers will be hunting their first win of the season as back-to-back champions, the Sydney Kings, come to town. With their own superstar lineup led by former MVP Jalen Adams and former NBA star Denzel Valentine, new coach Mahmoud Abdel Fattah will look to leave the island with a 2-0 start to the season. Welcome to NBL Friday. The Tasmania JackJumpers have only been in the NBL for a short time, but in that short time they've built up a very strong and a very fierce rivalry with the Sydney Kings, who have won the last 2 NBL championships. They are the team that the championship runs through. Great to have your company for a Friday night doubleheader. Tasmania's first home game of the season as they host the Sydney Kings. Here is the Mitsubishi Motors ladder as I welcome in Leonard Copeland and Damon Lowry. Kings up top, probably no great surprise there, gentlemen. Welcome.
good to be here, Jack. Like Jack McVay said, where would you rather be? Sydney Kings on top of the ladder like you 1-0? Hey, look at the ladder. Everything's tight.
Absolutely. I think the Sydney Kings are certainly the team to beat in this league because, look, they've done it before. They've won the last 2 years. You walk in this stadium full of confidence because you know you're still champions until someone knocks you down.
Milton Doyle looms large. I heard you both talking about the key factors in this game and who needs to have a big influence. Milton Doyle, I think it's pretty obvious, Damon. Every time the JackJumpers take the floor, this man needs to be in good touch.
And Milton Doyle, like we always say, the guy's a smooth operator. Look at his 18, 6, and 8. Just nonchalant about it, too. He just knows how to get the job done. Consummate professional, knows how to get everybody else involved, but he has that clutch gene. He knows how to make the big shots, just like right here. Just puts the dagger right in Jordan Usher's face. And the guy can just get things done. So they will go as far as Milton Doyle takes him, but he has some help to go along with him this year.
And Copes, you are like this. He always seems to have time. He's never rushed. He's never panicked. He's one step ahead.
And that's one of the reasons why they brought him back, because he's so smooth. Like Damon said, he's a smooth operator. He runs the floor well. He makes the right moves. He makes the right shots. And he's a weapon. He's a weapon on that floor.
So, one to throw up both of you here. Jack McVay had a great start in round one, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's an inaugural Jack Jumper. He's been such a big part of this franchise from the start. He's a very good player in this league. How does he become a great player in this league?
To go from good to great, they got to win. They got to continue to win. Jack's always going to get his numbers, and I like those 5 assists that he had, Jack, because previously, you know, he's kind of once he gets it, that shot's going up. But he got 5 assists last game, and if he can incorporate that aspect into his, make him more all-around, he's a bigger threat. But they're going to have to do a lot of winning, though, to go to that next level.
I absolutely love his confidence, man. You know, every time he plays, he brings something to the table. Most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, it's positive what he brings to the table. Rebounding, passing the ball, shooting the ball, he does it well. And I'm a Jack McVay fan. I've been for the last 2 or 3 years.
He's always smiling, too.
Always smiling. He's having fun, Jack. He's having fun.
If there was more Jack McVays in the world, we wouldn't have wars. To the Sydney Kings, Jalen Adams, we spoke about him in round one, returning to the league. If you haven't seen this man play before, the MVP 2 seasons ago when he was with the Sydney Kings, and he'll give the Tasmania JackJumpers some nightmares. When he was here, he was a handful for them, but got injured early in the grand final series, and well, it left a big hole for the Kings, but they were still able to win the championship.
They were. They brought in another guard from Michigan. Great state of Michigan coach, Darren Walton Jr. But it's good to see Jalen Adams back. Now, this dude right here, class personified. The point guard position cannot be run any better than the way Jalen Adams does it. Even though they have a brand new starting 5. Everybody made a big deal about that, new starting 5. Well, that guy, he started before. So everything is under control. Jalen got the keys to the car. The car's running smoothly.
Well, again, I'm one of the guys that made a big deal about the starting 5. Anytime you lose your complete starting 5 and the coach, you got an uphill battle.
So we're only 1 round in, and they beat Illawarra in round 1. You've been pretty vocal about those concerns. What did you see in round 1?
Well, they came in and played against Illawarra, who I thought played too many guys in that first quarter, and it hurt Illawarra, but it helped the Sydney Kings. Now, Sydney are going to be good. I'm not taking anything away from them. I don't want any Sydney fans saying, oh, you. What I'm saying is, when you lose a starting 5, Jack, and the coach, then it's a new team, okay? They got the same bench, yes, and those guys will push the starting 5, but you still got to go out there and win it.
One of those additions is Denzel Valentine. Now, it comes with NBA experience, the best part of 255 NBA games. In round 1 versus Illawarra, found the going a little tough offensively, but had 10 assists, found other ways to get involved in the game.
Also, another dude from the great state of Michigan, Michigan State from Lansing, to be exact.
Anyone else?
I know. And Denzel Washington's a basketball player, first and foremost. Former first-round pick, Chicago Bulls. He just knows how to play. It's not going to be flashy all the time. It's just going to be efficient. And he got those 10 assists. They shot the ball very well, especially Kawhi Noy. So whoever he passed it to pretty much was an assist. But the guy's a consummate professional.
Starting 5s for both teams. For the Tasmania JackJumpers at home for the first time this season, Jordan Crawford, Jack McVay, Milton Doyle, Anthony Drimmick, and Marcus Lee, who copped a pretty nasty whack to the face against Perth last Friday night. He'll be out there. And for the Sydney Kings, that highly spoken about starting 5, and what is it going to look like for them? Well, they're still playing around with the best lineup at the moment. Jalen Adams, Jalen Galloway, Alex Toohey, Denzel Valentine, Jordan Hunter. Galloway and Tui, two of the best young players in the competition.
Wow, you're not kidding. 20 years old, Galloway, Tui, a young dude as well. These guys are not playing like they're youngsters. They're playing like they're veterans, and they got great size. That's what I like about the Kings as well, these dudes. So they play with no fear, expecting big games out of both of them.
Still to come later tonight, the Perth Wildcats will play the Adelaide 36ers at RAC Arena. Little danger game, perhaps, for the Wildcats?
Absolutely a little danger game because Adelaide have to win this game. They're struggling right now to get a win on the board, and they're under a little bit of pressure. They're going to come in there and play extremely hard, but I just think Perth might be a little bit too strong for
Our team in the venue for that one as soon as we finish up here at My State Bank Arena. Sold out, has been for weeks. The backboard's ready to go, I've just been told as well. It is the hottest ticket in Tasmania at JackJumpers home game.
And the loudest, Jack. I was down there last year. I couldn't hear myself breathe.
Hard to imagine that this is just their third season in the competition, and they've already built this unbelievable following.
They haven't done a thing wrong, haven't took a step wrong as an organization. The hottest ticket, like you said, to be in Tassie right now on a Friday night is all happening.
You know what it reminds me of, Demo? Back in the day when Townsville first came in the league and how they used to sell out because there's nothing else to do in the whole city, and they'd sell out, that place would be rocking.
Here's Anthony Drimmick, former Adelaide 36 up. It was 5 of 6 against Perth in round one. Points won't count.
I was going to say, was there a whistle there? So loud there, the fans didn't hear the whistle.
Officials tonight, Chris Reid, Alex McEwen and Mark Mill. Sydney Kings winners in round one, 96-81 over Illawarra. The JackJumpers lost to Perth in what was probably the best game of the round in hindsight, 101-95 last Friday night. Jack McVeigh gets to that little left hand.
And speaking of smaller guys, that's smart. You go in, you post those guys up straight away. Easy shot for Jack McVeigh.
Jordan Hunter starting again for Sydney. Jonah Bolden will come off the bench once more. McVeigh lost the handle. Sydney win possession back. They reset through Jalen Adams. Valentine behind the back for Galloway. That's short as well. Tasmania ball.
You can just tell early what Tasmania want to do. They're going straight to Jack McVeigh. They go through their stuff. They got a nice back pick, got him into the block on a smaller guy. Jack's a scorer. He got scorer's mentality as soon as he wakes up. Let's see if they run that one again.
I wouldn't be surprised. If I was Jack McVeigh, I'd certainly be asking for it.
Fans still chanting March. It's become synonymous with a JackJumpers home game. McVeigh once more. Has that rattle out?
Marcus Lee brings exactly what Scott Roth wants in all of his import bigs. They come out there and they offensive rebound. They crash the glass. Marcus Lee, you don't have to run any plays for him. He can go get the ball himself.
There's a size advantage over Galloway. Exploits that and scores.
It's clear to me that they're going to try to post up everyone, get that ball inside, play from the inside out, Jack.
Particularly Galloway copes. He's seeing that early.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let Sydney bomb away from the outside. We're going to go inside, see what we can gain, get the guys in foul trouble.
The defending champion, 0 from 3 to start the game. McVeigh inside, 6-0 start for the home team.
This is not a position the Sydney Kings normally freak out about because they won the grand final. They've been on this floor before and had wins, so they're not going to overreact.
Well, the Sydney Kings name have been on this floor before. Some of these guys have never played in Tasmania.
Speaking of height advantage, Jordan Hunter had about 2 foot on Jordan Crawford there. The Kings are on the board for the first time. If you have just joined us, the start of the game was in serious doubt about an hour ago. Fabian Krislovic had a dunk in the warm-up that shattered the backboard at one end. We had to go to the storage cupboard and pull out the spare.
And what was KRS paying to be the one to break the backboard? It had to be like 200 to 1.
Probably more than that.
Does he get invoiced for that?
It might come out of his pay.
I tell you what, he would have been worried, though. Imagine going in and telling the coach, Coach, I just broke the backboard.
Galloway spins inside. Sydney have scored the last 2 baskets.
I was just saying earlier that this is the era that if you're going to be small, this is the era to play in. Nice dime by Jordan Crawford, because this is a new era, Jack, where teams don't always exploit the mismatch. They don't always find a small guy and post him up like what used to happen to me when you was out there, Coach. But now, the last couple possessions, if you're going to switch these screens, they went in Jalen Adams on one end, and they just went in Jordan Crawford on the other end.
Well, you got 2 very smart coaches here, 2 guys that know the game very well. They study the game. So, obviously, you know, during the week, they would have been talking about the smaller guys on the team and what advantage we can gain by posting these guys up.
Anthony Drimmick hits the NBL 24 season in outstanding form. Dominated in NBL 1 for West Adelaide. Averaged 23 points a game on 53% from the field.
You know, he's been a hard nose since he was 10, 12 years old. He played for me in high school, and he was the same exact player then. He's gotten bigger and stronger now, but just a hard-nosed guy to get any little thing you asked him to do, and he was solid all the way through.
I love those offseason pickups that Scott Roth got. Drimmick, Junior Majuk Ding, all high-energy kind of guys that suits that Tasmania brand, the way they like to play pressure deep.
Thank you. Okay, here we got 18 here.
He was straight up.
Scott Roth, former coach of the year in the NBL.
I thought he went A to B.
Mahmoud Abdel Fattah, just in his 2nd game in charge, taking over from Chase Buford.
I asked Mahmoud if he was going to kick any doors, and he was like, nah, brother, nah, just calm
I
down.
was just about to say, he does seem a little more mild-mannered than his predecessor, which wouldn't have been hard.
That was fun, Mac. That was fun.
Early stages at My State Bank Arena. Tasmania at home for the first time this NBL 24 season. Drimmick created the turnover, muscles his way inside. Not that time, though, over the top of Galloway. Alex Tui draws the contact. Marcus Lee got a piece of it. There's a foul being whistled against Tasmania.
Love the aggression of Alex Tui. He could have been doing this, Copes, in Spokane, Washington, at the University of Gonzaga, but he changed his mind. He says, I'm going to go and play against these big dudes, these grown-up dudes, and do the exact same thing. So what a luxury to have a young guy like Alex who plays like a veteran.
Absolutely.
His debut in round 1 here in the NBL. 19 years of age, had 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. I know he's quite popular with a lot of the Supercoach teams this season.
What he does is he gains that experience. And like Damon says, you're playing against grown men now. So when you do get to that NBA, you're ready to go.
Jonah Bolden checks in. Jordan Hunter sits down for Sydney. McVeigh and Galloway. One of the most offensively minded players in the competition against one of the best defenders in the competition. Galloway won that little battle.
And Coach Mahmoud, he's been talking about how Jalen Galloway is the best defensive player of the year. And I'm sure Jack McVeigh heard that, and he says, I'm going to test this out.
Absolutely.
So far, I got to get it now to young Jalen.
I know you're a big fan of his work, Jalen Galloway, Copes.
I love him. He's athletic. He gets to the basket. He's an excitement machine. When I watched him in the blitz, I didn't realize he could jump that high. He shoots the ball well. You know, for a young kid, he's making all the right decisions. So, and to be playing alongside Jalen Adams is only going to help him down the line.
Talking about being posted up, did that used to happen a bit? Did coaches used to post you up, Damon?
It wasn't so much for getting posted up, but then he had to talk about it. Mouse in the house. He had to make it all personal, bringing in rodents. But then he didn't talk about one on the other end, though, Jack, when he had to try to stay in front of him.
We didn't play defense. We let our offense play our defense.
In Coates' mind, Damon, defence is the thing that surrounds the stadium.
Okay, we're okay with the shot clock. Can we keep an eye on it?
Got got to give Bruce Bolden's son, Jonah, a shout-out. I haven't seen Jonah play. Last time I seen Jonah play, he was with the Philadelphia 76ers. He took a few years off to get rich, and he's back playing basketball, so looking forward to seeing him just evolve throughout the season.
Here he is on cue. Nice pass out for Valentine. Feet set.
Nice shot. Great stroke.
Beautiful shooter of the basketball, Denzel Valentine. It'll be good for his confidence as well after, as we mentioned, pre-games. Finding it a little tough to get going, round one.
Now, Jack, you know how when we get together, I like to throw a little bit of trivia out there. I'm going to hit Coach with it. After we have a look at the Harvey Norman replay, check out the ball screen. Jonah with the extra pass to the guy from Michigan State. And let me tell you, he is not the only guy to come from Michigan State, Coach. There's been 4 dudes. You played with one of them. No, actually, no, you didn't. You played with, he was at your old club. DT, Dave Thomas, Michigan State.
Yeah, I spoke with him the other day, yes.
So he knocks one down. Can you name 2 more imports, Coach? You got to halftime to name 2 more imports from Michigan State.
Crawford steps back on Bolden.
I'll get those names for you, too.
And McVeigh with a second opportunity. And Marcus Lee whistled for the foul. Tasmania 3 of 9 to start the game.
And that's not going to beat the Kings. You got to be able to knock down some shots. Yeah, they wanted to start off with the post up, but you got to be able to knock that shot down from the outside as well.
There he is, the backboard breaker, Fabian Krislovic.
The least you can do, Fad, is dunk one now and break another one.
Show us it's real.
Sean McDonald also checking in for his first minutes of the night for Tasmania.
Who I have a lot of respect for, because when he comes in the game, he brings it offensively and defensively. I didn't realize he was that good in the offensive end. He will knock down open shots, but he gets up and in as well.
Drimmick, McVeigh, McDonald, Krislovic, Doyle on the floor for Tasmania. Adams, Glover, Bruce, Noy, and Bolden for the Sydney Kings. We'll talk more about Kawat Noy in a moment. White hot in round one.
I was just about to say, has Adam Doyle had a shot yet? Or is he, yeah.
There he is, on cue.
There we go.
Ask and you shall receive.
There we go. It's about time for him, wasn't it?
Timely. It's like he's got a sense. He's got a sixth sense. He knows when it's time. The scoring has dried up a little bit. He's got a little ISO right there on Sean Bruce. Took him to the rack, kissed it off the glass, and won.
He's smooth. He's smooth.
One thing about the Kings' bench, Jack, every team in the league this year is deep. Every team almost got 2 starting teams, but the Sydney Kings' bench, those guys are like, they got some serious war, like some stripes. They done been in the trenches. Angus Glover, guys like that, Sean Bruce, they have been there. Jordan Hunter, who came off the bench last year. When you go to the bench for the Kings, it's not like you're really going to the bench.
What I like about that bench, though, is because they've been there, that means they can push that starting 5. You know what I mean? He make that starting 5 a lot better than what they usually are.
It's interesting, too, they re-signed their bench before they re-signed their starters.
That's unusual.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
I think it tells us how much they rate their bench. It's Jack McVeigh, fouled in the act of shooting a 3.
Yeah, Angus got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And one thing with Jack McVeigh, or any player that will just shoot anything at any time, you're better off just denying, not letting him catch it. But once he catches it, you got to be on guard, because Jack's not going to die wondering.
Spent some time playing in Germany in the off-season, Jack McVeigh. Very interesting person to follow on social media. Very
so
big
nice.
on motivation, big on self-improvement. We probably all need a bit of that in our lives, don't we?
Absolutely. But he's the kind of guy you need on the team, though. I mean, again, he's that glue, locker room guy. You know what I mean? To keep the guys up. When you get down, he'll pick you up.
He sits down, and Majuk Deng comes in. Very, very good on debut last week for Tasmania. 11 points on 4 of 8 against the Wildcats off the bench.
Majuk Deng was good in the World Cup as well. I mean, look, he's just unfortunate for whatever reason he's not in Cairns, but he comes to a team that I think will suit him. His high energy, the way they get up and down and play. He's a long guy that can hit outside shots as well as go inside, so I think this will be a good fit for him this season.
Glover with the offensive rebound. Adams cuts through, stripped. Junior Madut getting his hands in. JackJumpers by one, as we expected. It's been a bit of an arm wrestle early on. Tends to be the way when these two teams get together.
And I don't know what you guys see, but Roth has made it a point that anybody shorter than you, get that ball inside and let's post it up.
If Sydney King's going to continue to switch everything, that's exactly right. Now, will they come and send a double, or will they go under screens? We're going to find out right now. We might have ourselves a chess match going on with two old school coaches. I think it's a good move, too, Junior Madut. Junior didn't get a whole lot of run last year to Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. I like his size. I like his ability to get to the paint.
He can shoot that ball, too. He's a pretty good shooter from the outside.
And he can defend. You just saw just then. He's got a strip on Jalen Adams. So Scott Roth is way deeper than what he was. Like you said, Jack, he makes a grand final series. He makes the final. He makes the playoffs. And I think this year he has the most talent he's ever had.
You think so? So does that mean...
Not between the free throws, after. Come back on, please, Joe.
Jalen Adams needs to come back on. So does that mean that we should have higher expectations for Tasmania then?
Top 4 at least. Now, this ain't a position Scott Roth likes to be in, because he likes to have a go when everybody says, oh, yeah, you know, the Jackies, they're not going to be in the top 6. But I think everybody pretty much admits that, yeah, they're here for real. They're not just some novelty organization.
Well, the one thing about the NBL, yes, they have definitely gotten better, but so have other teams. So if other teams have gotten better as well, it's hard for me to say where they're going to finish. I just know it's going to be quality basketball with a quality coach, and they got quality players.
They went to the grand final series in their first season. Went to the finals last year as well. It's a pretty good start to your life here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
It's a great start for a new team.
Valentine the spin. Pass underneath for Bolden, who eventually found a way to put it back in.
See, the Jackies, they came down and switched the ball screen as well, and Sean Bruce was on Jonah Bolden. Jonah didn't post him up, but once that shot went up, Jonah was still 6'10".
Doyle up top. JackJumpers shooting woes haven't got a lot better. They're now 4 from 12, just 33% from the field, including 0-5 from outside in this opening term. Here is Junior Madut, formerly the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. He's part of the South Sudanese team at this year's World Cup. Swings to McDonald. Now Krislovic.
Love the ball movement. Love that ball movement.
Glover comes up with it. So we tick down to 2 minutes remaining in this opening term. McDonald did everything he could to keep Glover off the glass, but gave away a foul.
There's nothing separating these two teams right now. Obviously, you're not going to be able to shoot 60% from 3, 50% from the field every single week. That's just not going to happen, especially when you got two good defensive teams. The shooting percentages will come down. Yep. So now you got to figure out, coach, how can we still get buckets like this? So Angus crashed the glass, gets himself to the stripe for an easy 2. So it's those little things. You got to make the free throws, though, Angus. But it's those other kind of aspects of the game the team's going to have to do better to get this scoreboard ticking over.
Glover misses the second, and in their first home game of the season, it took them all of the first quarter for Tasmanian basketball fans to win burgers. You can download the NBL app now, click on the Hungry Jacks banner, and enter the code word. Head to your nearest Hungry Jacks store before 6 o'clock tomorrow to claim your free burgers.
Tell them Angus sent you.
Wow, that was a tough basket. Once this crowd gets involved, it's almost like they turn the light on for Tasmania, because nice back door by Sean Bruce.
Some of those defensive breakdowns. Clint Steindl spoke to the Mercury in Tasmania a couple of days ago, said that was our biggest problem in round 1 against Perth, this breakdowns at both ends of the floor. Galloway!
He was going to get that, Jack. He was going to throw that one down.
Good job, mate.
That's that athleticism that you were talking about, Coach.
I love it.
go, guys.
No, not even messing around, Damo. He's going up to throw that thing down.
Bad pass by Sean McDonald out of the corner. And the possible defensive player of the year in the passing lanes.
So he's a possible defensive player of the year. What does he need to do to become a possible NBA player?
Whoa. Now, that's one thing, like, and that's a good question, Jack, because remember when Xavier Cooks, everybody thought he was an NBA player because he didn't shoot jumpers? I said, this dude's an NBA player because everybody in the NBA cannot shoot. Let's just get that straight right now. So right now, I just think Jalen needs to just play more, get more game experience. He's 20 years old. Yes, you're going to see he got raw talent, but as that talent matures and he becomes more of a man, I think he'll go to a few summer leagues, get his name out there a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if in 3 to 4 years' time, Jack, he's in the league.
Oh, let me tell you something. If he goes to a summer league and he dunks on the right people, it'll be quicker than that.
Tui up ahead to Kawhi Noi. And Krislovic reaching in. And the Sydney Kings will be on the free throw line again, where in the first quarter they are 1 of 6. Ouch.
That's not going to win a lot of games. That's not going to win a lot of games.
But I tell you what, you said earlier, Jack, about the Tassie and they're giving up the points. In Perth, those defensive breakdowns against a high-octane team like Perth, you end up looking at 110 points you're giving up. I like the fact that even though it's 16-15 and scores are low, both teams will be happy with holding the other team below 20 points. The only problem is there's a lot of fouling going on right now, so teams are going to the stripe. If they can clean that up, both teams should be looking okay, but who can take the ascendancy? It'll come down to small things like this. Who can get to the stripe?
Kawhi Noi in round 1 was outstanding for Sydney, 23 points. He was 6 of 8 from outside. He's made it very clear that he wants to win the 6th man of the year. That's a pretty good way to start.
He's on his way.
The Kings take the lead for the first time in the game. Inside the last minute. Krislovic more than capable from outside. Not that time, though. Kawhi kept it in, and Madut had it, lost it. Tasmania ball.
Cue the Benny Hill music, a little bit sloppy right now.
Still to come, Perth and Adelaide up next at RAC Arena. Another big crowd. It was a wild atmosphere in round 1 at RAC Arena. Always is.
Yeah, looking forward to that doubleheader. See how Perth bounce back. Every team this year, Jack, will experience some adversity. They always talk about it, don't they, Coach? Now we're going to see who can respond, who can bounce back, because everything is not going to go your way for a full 28 games.
Absolutely. You know, you don't want to make excuses, but I always have to take my hat off to Perth Wildcats because whenever they play, they get on the plane, it has to be, they fly 3 to 4 hours every time. And to play the night before, jump on a plane and come in, it's tough to do, you know, especially when you got new guys. But
We're good.
Juk Deng makes the first. It's with Cairns from 2019 and to the end of last season. Must admit, Damon, at first, it sort of took a little bit of adjusting at the blitz to see Juk Deng in something other than orange.
Yeah, used to see him in those tropical colors. And Scott Ross said, too, is he recruits a certain kind of a player. He likes a family man, a mature, older guy that's got responsibilities outside of basketball, but Juk fits that bill.
It's Tui.
Tui on the glass again.
Puts the Kings back in front.
I remember asking for a glass of Tui's back in the day.
And Crawford will wind the clock down to see out the opening quarter. He's got all the skills, all the tricks. Drimic back out for McDonald, but the clock beats them.
Stay on, please, stay on that tile. Come back, guys. Hey, Matt, go through.
There might just be enough time for Sydney to manufacture a shot here.
It's going to take something special. They've done a good job of holding Jordan Crawford quiet. They've contained him.
Yep.
So the defense is high on both teams right now. Can't fault them.
Good, that's 1.1.
Wind that clock up to 1.1. Galloway from halfway. A tough, tight, tense opening quarter at MyState Bank Arena. We'd expect nothing less with a contest between the Jack Jumpers and the Kings. Stick with us. Friday Night Hoops, more of it coming your way next. Friday night on the island, Tasmania at home at MyState Bank Arena for the first time this season. They trail by one at quarter time. 19-18, the Sydney Kings find themselves in front. Leonard Copeland, Damon Lowry in commentary, and not a lot separating them at quarter time.
This is playoff basketball as far as I'm concerned. This is a low-scoring game, low shooting percentages. This is a real struggle, and this is what playoff basketball will look like with these two teams. They'll be there.
Anytime you got two defensive teams that play defense, and guys can't knock down shots, it's going to be a tight one. So, I mean, for JackJumpers, they're over 6 from the three-point line, but they're shooting 29% from the field. They've done, and to still be in this game, they've done well.
Denzel Valentine with his second 3 of the game. He's looking a little more comfortable tonight already.
Where's he from, Coach?
Your town, Michigan State. Michigan State.
Hometown bounce for Junior Madut. It's back to a one-point game. A turnover. Madut's playing a handy role off the bench so far. Crawford. Tasmania back in front.
I said 0 for 6. I mean, I'm sorry, 2 for 8. My bad.
The mentality is the next one's going in.
Absolutely.
So whenever it goes in, you know you're going to be right.
Sydney give the ball straight back again. JackJumpers on the march. That pass from McDonald was a little ambitious.
A little ambitious.
Sydney have got the numbers up ahead. Adams unsuccessful. Crawford waits for the cavalry to arrive. Steps back. This Madut again with a hand on it. Now he relocates to the corner.
This is Vintage Tassie basketball.
There it is.
Offensive rebounds galore.
That's 4 turnovers in 2 minutes to start this second quarter for Sydney.
And that's what I mean about guys that haven't played together. You spoke about a starting 5. These guys have just gotten together, so it's going to take a little time for them to learn each other.
I think this pace suits Tassie too. This up and down, as long as they're not taking the ball right out of the net every time, I think this suits them. Sydney looks a little fatigued to me.
Both teams will play again on Sunday. Kings at home for their first time of the season against Adelaide. Tasmania will travel to play Melbourne United at John Cain Arena. Alex Toohey.
Just give it to the vet.
Nice looking shot, huh?
Just give it to the young vet.
Six points, 5 rebounds. The teenagers' stat line to start this one.
Where's Alex Toohey on the mock draft?
Watch for the next one, I think.
We gotta have it. He got his name gonna be there shortly.
He's got the size. He's got the playing ability. He's smart.
And can shoot.
If he can do that, he won't be around long. Let me tell you right now.
Deuce, Toohey.
12 points now on 4 of 5 shooting. One of the NBL next stars this season. You can understand why the Kings were delighted to get his signature.
I've never seen a collection of young dudes this good at the same time like this. I mean, seriously. Alex Toohey, we've been talking about him. We've been talking about him since the preseason, since the blitz. He plays with a poise that a 20-year-old normally doesn't play with. The art of making shots, coach, just to be able to knock down shots, it makes life so much easier. Toohey shoots effortlessly. And then you realize how big he is. He's going to add all that kind of post-up stuff to his game over time. Man, he's exciting.
He's got 3 Mitsubishi Motors threes in the game so far. Big shout out to Mitsubishi as well. They're back in the NBL. We've got fans in stadiums all around the country with the red 3-pointer foam hands that you'll be able to see. And we've got a stack of great prizes up for grabs every week.
Those are our cars back in the day, Jack. We had the Mitsubishis, let me tell you.
Some of us did.
Did you ever pay for one?
I never had to pay because they always looked after me. They always looked after me. I had a brand new one every year.
What about you, Damon?
Nah. Leonard hooked me up Copeland. Nah, I ain't have it like that.
But then you gotta score more than 10 points a game.
See, look at that.
Look at Toohey, man. I love his size. I love his poise. The way he plays. We talk about these young guys. We don't look at him as a young guy.
No.
Milton Doyle will be on the line.
Now, I know Milton Doyle has the personality. He's a low-key, quiet guy, mild-mannered.
Family man.
He's all of that. But damn it, Milton, I need more. I need more. I mean, I get it, Coach. I'm not trying to ask you to change your personality, but I need more out of you. We're playing the Sydney Kings. We cannot lose to them again. And he's got so much talent. It's like he just takes a back seat a little bit too often just for my liking.
Well, he just plays at his own pace, you know, and some guys are like that. You know, not everyone's loud like Leonard Copeland and talk in your face and shoot a 3 and let you know about it.
Just third person yourself.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You are shameless. Damon Lowry nearly spat his water out next to me. Malawatch loses the handle. JackJumpers trail by 3. Doyle's pass goes Australian. Jalen Adams is trying to find a way to get involved in this game. Hasn't scored as yet. That pass inside for Bolden was good. The finish wasn't there.
Yeah, that's just probably going to take Jonah just maybe a game or 2. I don't know, because I don't think he's played that much basketball. It's been a while, so his touch might be a little bit off, but you can already tell that how valuable he'll be at that size. As Drimmick knocks one down from the corner.
What about the Jordan Crawford dime as well?
Can still impact the game, the little fella. Jordan will find you.
Scores tied away at 30.
Doyle behind the back.
Go down.
With
McVeigh no good. Offensive rebound though by Drimmick. That's 9 offensive rebounds, 8 I should say, they've had in the game already, Tasmania. Doyle, beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass.
I don't think it's asking too much, Coach. I don't think it's asking too much for Doyle to be, dare I say it, a little selfish. As we look at the Harvey Norman replay, and Crawford comes down the key, left-handed pass right to the corner. Vision by the little man. And I say little man with all due respect. As Milton Doyle then gets to the rack, drops a nice dime.
Still yet to have a timeout in this game.
Coach has got nothing to talk about.
Kings ball from the baseline. 14 on the clock.
White ball.
The back-to-back defending champions, the Sydney Kings.
The Sydney Kings have embraced the villain. They know they got the target on their back. They love nothing more than the whole country hating on them. They play their best basketball, and it seems like that way.
That is a defensive screw-up right there. Wow. How does he get that wide open under the basket?
McVeigh, plenty of space.
How does Jack get that wide open on a three ball like that? Fatigue has definitely entered the chat on both teams.
And that's when you start knocking down shots and guys getting open.
Yeah, complete blown coverage, giving Jack a wide open three. He needs no invitation. See, when the coaches have got players, got teams doing those wind sprints and doing all those suicides and all the players is cracking it, it's for reasons like this that everybody's huffing and puffing after 5.5 minutes.
Right up.
Got to get in better shape, everybody.
Nice take by Jalen Galloway.
That first step is dangerous. He gets to the glass so easily.
Sydney are back within 1. Jack McVeigh, the leading scorer for Tasmania. He's got 9. There he is again. Kicks it out for Crawford. Got it!
Somewhere Olgin Ogic is saying, oh, he can shoot. Somewhere. Jordan Crawford's shooting percentage hasn't been great, but he's a very capable three-point shooter. But then they got to get back on D and not foul in transitions, Coach.
We got to remember too, it's still the early part of the season. I mean, they've only played 1 or 2 games. It's going to take a little time for them to find their way. But I like the talent on both teams here. But I like the talent throughout the NBL. This season is just something different for me. I mean, I've been around for a very long time.
Very long.
And the talent continues to grow. And when 7, 8, 9, 10 are playing on a consistent basis, then you know there's a lot of talent.
How does he still manage to look as young as what he does, Damon?
He might be sponsored by one of those oxygen tanks.
It's funny, man.
You haven't had Botox, have you?
Blackmore's.
Is that what it is it?
100%.
38-36, a snooze timeout. Tasmania leading, and it's the first time out of the game. We're nearly at half-time, which means now finally we can welcome in for the first time tonight and for the first time this season, Kelsey Brown, courtside. Kels, welcome, and a bit of drama pre-game.
Yes, there was so much drama pre-game. It's exciting to be courtside, especially for the backboard saga. It was initially a bit of a laugh until it wasn't long before there were some serious concerns over whether the game would even go ahead. Would we be sending this sellout crowd home? Would there be a major delay? But both teams were out here watching, waiting to see the fate of the game. But I have never seen a backboard replacement in my time. But it was one of the slickest I've ever seen, so an impressive effort by My State Bank Arena.
Well done by the staff at My State. Well done to you as well, Kels. There's Andrew Bogut. Not that long ago, just a little whack. And, well, it wouldn't be a Bogues tweet without Paul Smith jumping straight in.
100%. 100%.
Yep. I wonder whether they text each other and say, hey, I'm about to tweet.
On 3.
Comment straight away. On 3.
On 3.
They'll tweet us now, you watch. The Sydney Kings at home on Sunday, hopefully with no backboard issues of their own.
I'm not messing with Bogut. He's relentless. He will come after you, bro.
I don't want that heat.
Bogut was sorry.
I don't want that heat. Sydney will host Adelaide. Kudos Bank Arena, expecting 16,000 people for their first home game. There'll be a ring ceremony, the unfurling of the championship banner. We talk about hottest tickets in town. It's pretty hard to get a ticket to a Kings game right now.
They do it right over there.
That stadium goes off 16,000 screaming fans. They love it.
Sean Bruce back out there with a couple of fouls. Drimmick aggressive. Oh. Galloway. Just fouled off the ball. Drimmick was not letting him get back door. Committed the foul.
I'm trying to work out. I hate to be the guy, you know, going at coaches and they substitution patterns. But Alex Tui, come on, coach. Come on, Mahmoud. There's only 3 minutes to go. I'm on 14 points.
Probably got to give him a blow, though.
He 20 copes.
Oh, he's 20. He's going to get tired.
3 minutes remaining before half-time. The JackJumpers would dearly love to have Will Magnay out there tonight. Not available to start the season, but he does have a headset for us on at the end of the Tasmania bench. Will, thanks for joining us, first and foremost. How are you coming along?
Yeah, mate, doing well. Progressing very well week to week, and now I'm just trying to get my conditioning back. And you know, where we play defensively, so it's hard work, but it's good fun, and I'm enjoying the process.
Will, we're seeing you guys post the ball up early in the game. Was that a game plan for you guys? You get it inside?
Yeah, a little bit. We wanted to play in the back end of the shot clock and punish their switches a bit. I think we're doing it a bit too early sometimes, but I mean, it's worked out all right for us. We've drawn a few fouls. Majook's got going, so hopefully we can slow them down a bit offensively and keep going.
Hey, Will, can you talk about the new guys that's come in and how they've embraced the Tassie Jack Jumper culture? So it seems like so seamlessly.
Yeah, I mean, Scott's no nonsense, so you come in and you do your job, and everyone's embraced that. You know, that's his part of his recruiting process. He tells you straight up, you won't play if you don't play defense. So all the boys have embraced it. We've got the same group. Everyone loves each other, so it's good fun.
Will, before we let you go, this MyState Bank Arena crowd, how much of an advantage is it?
Yeah, mate, it's unbelievable. It's the best crowd in the league. We're probably doing a bit of a disservice right now with this game, but they show up every year for us, and it's unbelievable, and so happy to be a part of this team.
Well, we can't wait to see you back out there soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Now, there is a young man who just needs a bit of luck.
Let me tell you something. You put him on this team?
Oh, my God.
Man, we're really talking about the Jack Jumpers in.
It's too many. How much talent can one team have?
40-36, Tasmania lead. It's Valentine. Blocks Milton Doyle's shot. Galloway downhill. Good luck stopping that.
I keep telling you guys about this guy. His first step in getting to that basket is like no other.
Great body control on him too, coach.
He's got 6 points now as Bolden drags in another rebound. JackJumpers wanted to travel. Play through Galloway again. Okay. And again, muscles over the top of Drimmick.
Strong
ball. Good Lord.
Back to Magnay. Does he remind you a little bit of Simon Dwight? You know Simon Dwight and the shot blocker and the fierce defense inside?
I like that. That's a good comparison. Is a silent assassin. Answers back. Simon Dwight had me feeling like a center on a volleyball team the way he was spiking my shot all over West Sydney.
Here's Milton Doyle. Damon wants more.
I need a little bit more. This is what he's capable of, Jack. It's like his unselfishness is just a little too unselfish. Given the situation, coach, what I'm saying, especially when you're down by a few points, he can open this thing up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a snooze timeout. The leading scorer in the game so far is Alex Tui. He's got 14 points on 5 of 6. He's a perfect 3 of 3 from outside as well. Here's a little profile about this young man. 19 years of age. Look at his size. Look at his poise. Decommitted from one of the biggest college programs in America to be here with the NBL Next Stars program.
Mark Few, the coach of Gonzaga, crying right now. And I said 20 by mistake. The dude ain't but 19 years old, but like I said, plays like a 26-year-old, all the poise in the world. I don't know where they get that from. Congratulations to the Tui family.
Probably one of the best decisions he's made, though. I mean, to come in and play against the talent that's in this league now, because you can't get this comparison anywhere else. I mean, yeah, you go to college and you play basketball against some great college players, but you're playing against grown men here. And if you can play against these guys and score the way he's scoring now, you better believe there's a million scouts talking about Alex Tui right now.
There's too much snow in Seattle anyway. You might as well stay here and sit.
There's his stat line for the first half.
Get some assists to it. Nah, he's doing everything else.
Nah, bro, don't worry about your assists. As long as you put that ball in the hole.
Oh, you can see there, Mahmoud Abdel Fattah just asking a couple of questions of the official.
Don't start moving that leg. I thought he was getting ready to take somebody up in there.
Kristovic reaching in.
20.
I like to see Clint Steindl get involved. A guy like that with an unbelievable stroke can sometimes go missing.
We've also had it reviewed just to calm him down.
That name, Steindl, has not done a lot this game, has he?
We didn't see a lot of him in round one either against Perth. Valentine swings for Kawat Noy.
See, that was an assist last week. That was an assist for Valentine to Kawat.
43-40, let's get courtside to Kelsey Brown.
Yeah, Coach Abdel Fattah was quite frustrated with their intent to get back in defense. He said, we've got to get back and we've got to match up. So that's going to be the focus for the remainder of this quarter.
Kelsey Brown, courtside for us at My State Bank Arena. You can just see a bit of his frustration.
It's a polite frustration now.
Shot clock at 9. Crawford pulls the trigger.
Coach, I'm going to put you out your misery, man. Denzel Valentine out of Michigan State University. There was a guy named Adam Ballinger, who's still here in Melbourne from Michigan State.
I spoke to Adam yesterday, yes.
And I played with Mike Chappelle. There you go.
Okay, I had the name for you already.
Michigan State.
Dave Thomas, Mike Chappelle, Adam Ballinger.
There you go.
All three superstars.
Crawford picks Galloway's pocket. And like a good thief, he took off straight away.
John is on Doyle Island. Good luck.
And one. That's where you got to be smarter than that, though. You see it's about to happen. Send the double, make him swing the ball, make somebody else beat you. You can't leave him out on that island like that. Can't do it. He's too good. He's too good.
That was good. See, I wonder why didn't Jordan Crawford pull that three? He said, no, let me get it to Doyle, set the string for him, and get the right mismatch, and then we'll go at him. So both teams, they're going to have to make adjustments at halftime and go, what are we going to do when teams isolate their so-called worst defender or best matchup?
The one thing these teams do, though, they switch a lot. Which is a new thing now. Back in our day, there was no switching, bro. Andrew had his man who had 30 points. We weren't going to switch on his man. So at the end of the game, he goes, you guys help. No, bro. He got 30, he got 50 on you. He didn't get any more points on anybody else, brother.
True, he had 60. That was the problem.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Tui. Wow, that wasn't a mile away either. A couple of seconds difference between the game and shot clock. JackJumpers have scored the last 6 as they head towards half-time.
Guys.
Ball in the hands of the right man. Crosses over on Tui.
Look how easy it is, Coach.
Poetry in slow motion.
He got way more patience than me and you, Coach.
Absolutely.
But you can see them all pointing out who they wanted to go at. I thought he was happy with the mismatch he already had with Denzel, but he said, I'll take Tui. Give me the young fella and get this and one.
Somebody has to stun at him as if they're coming to help, to make him think about swinging that ball. Right now, he's thinking he's focused on the ring because he knows it's one-on-one and everyone's guarding their own man. But if I stun at him and make him think I'm coming, then all of a sudden he picks his dribble up and then he's not a threat anymore.
12 points, 4 of 6 from the field. He's plus 13. His time on the floor is so efficient. He doesn't waste the basketball.
Now, it's good seeing Vocal just did in that timeout. He's obviously come off these last 4.8 seconds. But this is the Milton Doyle that we haven't seen. The Vocal Milton Doyle.
Well, not that vocal, right?
Well, just did in that timeout. He had plenty to say. And I'm always asking for more when I see that much. It's like you're teasing me. Like, you could go out there and average 25. But like you say, Jack, he picks his times. He's highly efficient.
Averaged 17 points a game last season, 5 rebounds, was in the All-NBL first team. So 4.8 left. Who's got the last shot?
I'll put the ball in Galloway's hand, and if he can get to the basket, cool. If not, try to kick that ball for Tui for a 3 in the corner.
I'm subbing Jalen Adams in, but Jalen's out there. Yep. I'm running pick and roll with Jalen and Tui.
Adams, Galloway, Bruce, Tui, Valentine. Shooters everywhere on the floor for Sydney.
Got to be quick, though. Smart had foul to give.
Yep. Poor Clint Steiner caught one in the face for just minding his own business as well. Tasmania had a foul to give.
This is the live play, coach.
For Galloway?
Galloway up to the rim.
Come over, okay? Come over.
Look at him hiding in half court. He ain't fooling me.
1.1. Adams. It's an 8-point lead for the Tasmania JackJumpers at halftime on the back of a very, very good second quarter.
Absolutely. They found their way in the second quarter, came out, knocked down a couple of shots, opened that thing up a little bit. Both teams were a little bit fatigued, like you said. They only had one timeout. And that's when Tasmania got hot. They started knocking down the open jump shot. And Sydney, way too many turnovers.
I think this pace suits the JackJumpers. I think they can get up and down more than anybody else.
Let's get courtside to Kelsey Brown.
Jordan, it was a real back and forth game to begin. That second half you pulled away. What did you do that changed?
I think it's just getting stops and doing what you do, defending the island, playing aggressive, hard-nosed defense. That's all it was.
Big 20 minutes coming up. What do you need to do to get the win?
Just play Jackie basketball. That's playing hard, playing defense, and getting after it.
Awesome work. Good luck.
You can see how loud it is for both of those. At halftime, it's Tasmania who lead 48-40 at My State Bank Arena. Halftime show is coming up next in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
We've got an intriguing contest for Friday night basketball. Tasmania and Sydney, like we mentioned off the top tonight, two teams with history. It's the JackJumpers who lead, though, at the main break, 48-40, and they set it up in the second quarter. They outscored Sydney 30-21 and find themselves in a very nice spot at the main break. Leonard Copeland, Damon Lowry alongside me. The JackJumpers look switched on tonight, boys.
They did. The second quarter, they got, they caught fire, knocked down some three-pointers, had 6 threes in the second quarter. Like you said, they outscored them 32-20. So both teams were a bit tired, no timeout, but JackJumpers took advantage of it.
Damon, are they a little more offensively minded this year, Tasmania? We normally associate them with being dour and resolute in defence. Are they a little different this time?
They absolutely are. They're way more high octane. Well, as soon as you bring in another guard in Jordan Crawford, another playmaker, to go with Milton Doyle, who's clearly a playmaker and a scorer, that makes you more high octane just in that alone. Then when you add Anthony Drimmick to the mix, you add Majuk Ding to the mix. These are scoring guys. Up and down, that tempo suits them now. Before they wanted to play in the 70s, they happen to play in the 90s now, I think.
Let's take a look at our highlights from the first half, of course, with thanks to our great friends at Hungry Jack's. And, well, there's some standout performances that we're seeing, but the way that we've seen Alex Tui play in this first half has been something to behold. 19 years of age, 14 points on 5 of 6. He's been outstanding for the Kings.
He's been fantastic, man. He's playing like a grown man out there, And we spoke about him going to college. I think he's made the right decision because he's playing against grown men. He's getting that experience. So when he does get the call up, he'll be ready to play.
Have a look at his Blackmore shot chart, Damon. I think what we've seen tonight, he shoots the ball very, very nicely from outside.
Look at him, highly efficient. I'm shocked he missed the free throw. The only one playing defense on him is Coach Mahmoud. He's the only one playing D on him. He took him out a little bit early for Martin at the end of that second quarter. But this kid has everything you could ever ask for in a player, so happy for him.
Still to come tonight, the Perth Wildcats take on the Adelaide 36ers in our Friday night doubleheader. Let's get over, though, to the newsroom. Olgun Ulich is there, the best newsbreaker in Australian basketball. Olgun, let's just recap the injury that we saw last night from Tyler Cook in the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. It was a little graphic.
It was a nasty one, Jack. Tyler Cook caught a finger to that left eye. I was told that there was some bruising and scratching on that eye. Derek Rucker described it in detail as well last night. There was hope when he sort of got to this morning that it wasn't as serious as perhaps they initially thought. He saw an eye specialist this afternoon in Sydney. He is a game day decision for tomorrow's game against the Illawarra Hawks, but there is some hope that it's not as serious as first thought.
We're going to see the Adelaide 36ers up next, as we mentioned, at RAC Arena against the Wildcats. Tough challenge. They've been one of the biggest stories of the season so far, the 36ers, and not for all the right reasons.
Yeah, that's right. Winless at the Blitz. Obviously lost their first 2 games this season, and they're without an import, right? So they're already undermanned. Now, I'm told that they are looking for that 4-3 type. I spoke about it on Overtime earlier in the week. They want more scoring, they want more rebounding. Now, they continue to search for that. They're also sort of just looking for the best player available. They just want to fill up this roster because they have the Perth Wildcats coming up next. That's a tough matchup for them. Another thing that's been going on in Adelaide is tempers are flaring a little bit. There was a situation at practice between Trenton Flowers, their next star, and Trey Kell. There was a situation where Kell sort of pushed Trenton Flowers to the ground. The two sort of went at each other, and they went at each other for the rest of that practice too. Now, that is somewhat of good signs, to be honest. It shows the urgency of that team. It shows that they know that they have to fight in order to get some wins, and Trey Kell spoke about that brawl a bit earlier.
It's getting a little bit heated out there with you and Trenton.
Just normal basketball stuff. Nothing. It's just the team's 0-2. We know it's a big road trip for us coming up, and I just think that some of that fire and anticipation just came out at the end. So we adapted up after, and we all good.
You two know what it's like in the heat of battle. Just quickly, anything to worry about there?
Best thing could happen to them. Let them go at it, man, because that means you're going to fight when they get ready to play against another team.
Can't be singing Kumbaya when you're 0-2. Let's get it on.
They're coming up shortly. They take on the Perth Wildcats at RAC Arena. But half-time here at MyState Bank Arena in Tasmania, it's the JackJumpers who lead 48-40. You're watching Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
It's just one day at a time, truly. Obviously, you know, we got Jalen Adams coming back from a few years ago, and he'll be one of our main players. Being able to be a head coach again, it feels like I was a head coach 5 years ago. When you think about it, I was the head coach of the Vipers about 18 months ago. So going from assistant in RGVs to head coach, back to assistant at the NBA level, you know what the head coach, Coach Silas, wanted for me as an assistant. Helped me become a better coach in developing my staff, but also helping them understand what I want, because I know they want to become a head coach. Then helping the players achieve their dreams of, you know, being what a NBL MVP, getting to the NBA, getting drafted, just having a successful season. So just helping them achieve their goal and putting them first. At the end of the year, we'll have a successful season no matter what happens.
That's the new coach of the Sydney Kings, Mahmoud Abdel Fattah. His team down 8 at the half. Damon Lowry, Leonard Copeland. What do they need to do differently in this third quarter?
They need to get Tui some help. Everybody else is a little bit too quiet for my liking. Jalen Adams, the former MVP, sitting there with 2 points, 4 assists, 2 turnovers. He needs to inject himself more into the game. This is getting away from him.
Honestly, I think they got to swing that ball. They got to move the ball a little bit more. You're right, Tui definitely needs some help. And stop turning the ball over. Got to get better opportunities.
Jack Jumpers have lost 6 of their last 7 against the Sydney Kings. It's the 10th meeting between these two teams tonight. And Crawford started to really cook in that second quarter.
You see what kind of defense they're playing?
Pick and roll.
Jordan Hunter in that little drop defense. He dropped back and watched Jordan Crawford put that 3-ball in. Now you got a double-digit deficit and another turnover. Hey, one more, Jack.
Doyle relocates. Back-to-back threes to start the third quarter. It's a 14-point lead for the home team.
And boy, did that turn. We changed it up quick.
They just got out the locker room. They've been out the locker room for 50 seconds. 2 turnovers, give up 2 threes real quick. This is uncharacteristic of Sydney Kings.
We keep talking about the Sydney Kings. I keep saying again, though, it's the Sydney Kings brand, and not the Sydney Kings of old. The last 2 years, it's a much different team. So it's going to take some time for these guys to get their feet under them and learn each other as different players.
They need more of that.
Yeah, need more of that. And we all know that Jalen's a big-time player. I hear you, Coach. This is not. Yes, the Sydney Kings are a 2-time defending champs, but this team is not, is what you're saying. I get that. But while teams are trying to get better, while they, improving and it's growing pains, you got to get wins, because you know how tight it was last year. Oh.
And McVay crashes the offensive glass.
Jordy helping him out now.
One way to win over the home fans. 56-43. Jalen Adams just 5 points on 2 of 5.
He plays at his own pace, doesn't he?
Lee takes that out of the cylinder.
He took it out of the ring.
Or off the ring.
Off the ring, I should say.
But these are growing pains for Sydney. You learn quickly. But you got to come and play every night, because you have that, again, you have that championship banner on your back, so people are going to come at you hard anyway, every night.
Doyle has 15 points. He's now the game's leading scorer. Isolates Hunter. Blocked.
Great defense.
Hunter wins his one-on-one battle.
Good job by Jordy to stay in the play, because they got the mismatch they wanted.
Since quarter time, they've turned the ball over 9 times, the Sydney Kings. Galloway will be on the line.
This is how we got to talk about now, Coach. How do you come back? You down 13 points. You don't want to be coming down, shooting straight away, one pass, one shot like Valentine did before. You still want to move the ball around, try to get to the rack, get to the line, stop the clock. You got to be careful, because if you get into a shootout here, this league could go out to 20 real quick.
You got to cut down on your turnovers, first of all, and get quality shots. But on that defensive end, you got to get up on that high pick and roll. You can't drop, you can't be in drops, because there's too many good shooters on this team. They found their eye now. And on your switches, you got to help out. You can't have an isolation where you let Doyle go at a big man. It has to be helped. You have to be desperate.
50% from the free throw line. Sydney, they're 6 of 12. Tasmania, on the other hand, 14 from 17.
Remember how last year teams was talking about, good penetration and kick. Teams was talking last year how tight the rings were in Tassie.
Yes.
Still can't be missing the many free throws, though.
Not if you want to win. Not if you want to win.
Adams cuts it back to 10. Takes his tally up to 7 points. Sydney's leading scorer, still Alex Tui with 14. Jalen Galloway has 9.
Oh, Lord.
Valentine and Drimic get caught up.
Push. One thing about it, I don't care who Scott Roth puts on the floor, 2 to 3 of those guys will crash the glass every single time. Every single time. If Anthony Drimic don't shoot it, he's crashing. If Jack McVay don't shoot it, he's crashing. And we all know that Marcus Lee, that's what he loves to do. So you got your work cut out for you, keeping the Jack Jumpers off the glass.
It's 3 now on Denzel Valentine, Copes.
Wow.
Marcus Lee also out of the game. He has 4 for Tasmania, so they'll have to go to a different looking lineup for a lot of this third quarter.
Offensive rebound number 200.
Crawford behind the back, falling away.
Just stops on a dime, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
Let you go ahead. You go ahead onto the rim. I'm going to step back and knock this jump shot down in your face.
Here's Adams with 2 more at the other end.
Jalen's starting to pick it up a little bit, which is exactly what this Kings team need.
No DJ Hogue for Sydney, still out with a shoulder issue. Sam Timmins out with a calf complaint. Crawford.
Stop it. Don't tease us like that, Jordan.
Oh, he got me over here jumping like I'm playing on the floor or something.
Here's the Harvey Norman replay. He's got it on a string.
When you got that kind of speed, like you can't. It's hard to defend that. You got to hope he misses because he got 6'7" too. He guarding him, but he's just too quick. You got to give him some space, and he can make those mid-range shots. The mid-range jumper, Copes, is not dead.
Well, some people say it is. That's just too easy, class. That's too easy.
17 now for Milton Doyle.
See, that's the same Milton Doyle that I said need to do more. We had 2 in the first quarter. That's my bad, Milton. You keep doing you.
He's actually made you look like a genius. Called for him to take over, and he has. Angus Glover, who we haven't seen a lot of in this game, only just 3 minutes in the first half. Checks back in.
Tough.
Is that 9 points for him in this quarter? 9 points for him in this quarter. So he's picked it up as well.
Here he comes. Just letting everybody remember, letting them know.
Shot clock at 10. Doyle a long way from the cup. McVeigh checks the feet. That's a chance go begging.
The Kings are dodging bullets. This pick and roll D, this ISO ball. Okay, give me a time.
Adams is back.
Give me a tee up.
The MVP is back.
He's back.
Letting you know, he's not just going to come in here and spank us like this.
14 points for the game, Jalen Adams. 12 of them have come in this third quarter.
Why not?
Guess what?
Why not?
He's got it again. Oh, Tui with the putback. How's that rattle out? Sydney are coming.
Wow, what a pace.
And it's not like the JackJumpers are playing that bad. They just missed a couple of shots that
White 7, holding.
That were falling in the second quarter.
Yeah. Lose that.
You just have to look at Jalen here, who got the hot hand from the way out. Steiner got his hands down. You got to understand when a man getting hot.
Here we go.
Is he just been subbed out the game, Coach?
Yeah, and you know, I would usually go after the coach about that, but I think sometimes these players are a little bit soft, man. They get tired.
Say it again, Coach.
They're a little bit soft. They get tired and they want to come out of the game. Let me tell you something. I can't remember in my life asking to come out of the game. Never.
Especially after you done went off for double figures. And I mean, it's just...
You got to put your hand under my nose to see if I'm still breathing.
White ball.
I'm not coming out of the game. You're dead. You're tired now, brother.
Come on, Jalen. Yeah, but you know what? And I think it's too in this era, but it's so much depth. Teams get used to subbing so often, and guys are not used to playing big minutes. So when they do play hard for 5 or 6 minutes, they get tired. And then the coaches do this thing where they say, don't be selfish. If you're tired, let me know, and I'll take you out and put you back in.
That must have come out in the 2000s. In the 90s, I never heard of that.
McDonald blocks Bruce's shot. JackJumpers by 7. They led by as much as 14. Early stages of this third term.
Doyle saw the mismatch, got the ball inside, but then everybody stood on the perimeter. Nobody helped, nobody cut to the basket.
Let's get courtside to Kelsey Brown.
Jalen Adams just came out of the game, banged on the water lid 3 times, and then went to the bin behind the bench and vomited a couple of times. So I'm not really sure what's going on. But Jalen just came and made a statement.
Delightful.
Wow. I don't care.
Out of shape, or what do you think? Tired? What?
Got of shape, man. I don't know what to tell you, Coach. I can't defend that.
Just shows Kelsey's dedication to the job. She's got right in there and watched Jalen vomit.
I know. I was about to ask you what color it was.
Here's Steindl.
The Jackies are getting wide open shots. The Kings are very fortunate as Jonah lets one fly. You ever throw up in the game, Coach?
Never.
What about the club?
Never.
Always.
You guys are funny.
Milton Doyle pulls up.
Tell you what, they're leaving some shots. They're leaving some points on the board.
Here's Glover. Gave up his look for Kawhi Noi. Got it back. Still can't knock it down, Angus Glover. It's his first field goal attempt of the game. And Kawhi Noi, after burning up in round 1, is still yet to score. He's 0 from 3.
See, this is why you can't go jumping up and down. One hot day don't make a summer. Kawhi couldn't miss last week, and this week he couldn't hit the side of a barn with a frozen chicken.
And apologies, Kawhi Noi's got 2 made free throws, but gets a knockdown field goal. The game's changed since Jalen Adams was subbed out.
And he just subbed himself back in by the looks of it, but you're right, he was so hot. He had to come out for a speed break. He's back out there on the floor. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off. Could have been the pregame meal too, Coach.
Could have been.
He has 14 points. 12 of them coming in the third quarter. 60-53 at a sold out, I should say, MyState Bank Arena. Tasmania at home for the first time this season. Doyle, delightful.
He's smooth, he's smooth. You know what you don't see here, though? You don't see a lot of easy baskets. Most of the baskets that are made are like this. One-on-one guys are watching. There's high pick and rolls. There's no transition. There's no transition easy baskets.
Unless a team turns the ball over. If not, you're right. Teams are relying on individual brilliance. I mean, this is Doyle Island.
Flop warning for Angus Glover out of that play too.
Jack, you talked about how there's no electricity on Cotton Island. What's Doyle Island looking like?
Also a very lonely place.
Lonely place to be.
Very lonely place. Sean McDonald running the point. Milton Doyle out of the game at the moment. Junior Maduk put his foot on the line. Perth Wildcats, Adelaide 36 is up next at RAC Arena. John Casey, Annalie Maley, Damian Martin, and Trevor Gleeson, our commentary team.
Oh, nice.
For our doubleheader. Great to welcome Trev to the team this week.
Trevor Gleeson ended my NBL career. He doesn't even know it. He took over the Townsville Crocodiles and said, Damon Laurie, don't need him. Wow.
How do you feel about him joining our team? I mean, you were here first.
Let bygones be bygones.
He did a great job in the World Cup, didn't he?
He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
As Junior Madut, he's bigger than you think. Gets to the rack, gets himself a nice easy 2.
Last minute of the third term. Kings went on a run and got it back to 7, but Tassie are finishing strongly, but Galloway continues to be aggressive. He's got 11 now and 5 of 7 shooting.
Coach, it's like both teams are playing a 5-out shell drill.
Yeah.
And if you cannot contain your man one-on-one, you don't need to be on the floor.
Well, sooner or later, somebody's got to send some help. Because right now, the offense is on top because whoever has that ball, they're getting to the basket too easy.
Too easy.
So that's just too easy. Now, he missed a shot, but there's no way he should be able to go around 2 or 3 people to get to that basket without, like in our day, somebody's going to put him down.
Adams has been the star of the third quarter.
Oh, Fabian, good luck. Not a chance he can guard him. But why aren't we sending help?
He's the man that has carried Sydney back into this game. 64-57. Three-quarter time lead for the Tasmania JackJumpers, but the MVP is just getting started. You're watching Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Let's go. So what you're going to do, every ball is $50 from MySafe for the MySafe Bank game. And what you do in the end, you've got your ball up there on the three-point line, which is worth $1,000, which is a bank shot. You have to hit the backboard to get it in though. MySafe Bank Arena, let's get behind back. We start here. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go back. $50 for every shot. Keep going. Come on, MySafe Bank Arena. Come on, $50 for every shot. Oh, come on, man. Come on. You've got 1 minute there. Quick. Keep working. Come on, MySafe Bank Arena. Get around there. Come on. We have to get one. Come on. Get in there. Oh, 3, 4 to go. Take your time. Come on, take your time. Let's go. Here we go. Come on, we've got 2 left. Quick, we've got to get to the back strike. Quick. Last one. Come on. Okay, quick. All right, MySafe Bank Arena. We have $1,000 up for grabs. Come on, man. Take your time. Let's go. From the three-point line. Hey, bad luck there. Great effort. At least we know how the game works, so that is great. So thank you so much. Let's go with JackJumpers in the final quarter.
Seven-point lead to Tasmania at three-quarter time, 64-57. They lead the Sydney Kings at MyState Bank Arena. Sellout crowd. Tasmania have been outstanding, but the threat is the former league MVP, Jalen Adams, who's now up to 16 points, 14 of them coming in the third quarter.
Yep, he heard me talking about him at halftime, saying he only had the 2 points with the 2 turnovers, and he stepped up in that third quarter, Coach. And I think he's playing himself into game fitness. I don't think he showed up here in shape, but he's playing himself in shape now.
Well, I think he had a couple of stints over in Europe, and he didn't play a lot. Didn't get a chance to play a lot in the blitz as well. So maybe, it could be the flu, it could be him out of shape. But I tell you what, we hate to see him in shape if he got 14 in this quarter out of shape.
So is it match fitness is what you're saying, you two, because he hasn't played a lot in the last 12 months?
Only with the emotions of playing against Tasmania, the crowd, all that plays a role. You got to be in basketball shape, man. And if you're not, then obviously you got to throw up. Because the amount of kids, you can throw up one of those suicides. I know it's right.
Coach in there, those Lennar Copeland camps abusing those kids. They're not professionals.
Hey, man, you want to be the best? Let me see it.
Run.
Run, that's right.
Let's get courtside, Kelsey Brown.
Sydney Kings are in that deficit of 7 points, but Coach Abdul Fattah was very calm. They looked dialed in, they looked ready, had a very clear message. It was keep it simple.
Huh? What was that?
One on the shot clock.
Shawnee Mack.
Sean McDonald.
Did you hear that crowd?
Just having one of those nights, Tasmania, where a lot of things are working for them.
I can feel a Steindl 3 coming from somewhere. Don't put that ball on the floor. It's going to take it from you.
Look, it's simple basketball. Now, we talk about it a lot, Coach, our era, this era, how, we might have been a little bit more methodical with set plays, but we watched Shawnee pull one out of his backside.
Out of his hair. What's that hairstyle?
There's some of the Mitsubishi foam hands that you'll see in the crowd at games this season. We're part of Mitsubishi rejoining the NBL, which is awesome.
Welcome back. It's a little fella in Greensboro that got room in his driveway for one if they're being real generous.
Well, good luck is all I can say because, well, you know who got in before all of us, and there's nothing left for anyone else.
Every time.
He doesn't pay for anything, does he?
Nothing.
Majuk's got to reward himself here. They found a mismatch, had Jalen Adams down there. They got him involved in another switch. They go straight inside the Majuk. And now it's a free throw shooting contest. Coach, what do you think about this? Some teams will go big, and they'll take a big guy off because they want to match up with the small team. I say leave the big dude out there and punish him and see what, get that advantage. What do you think?
Well, a lot of coaches are defensive-minded, so they think I got to be able to guard the guy on the other end. Whereas back in our day, we were more offensive-minded. So yes, he might do his thing on that end, but he still has to come down and guard me on the other end. You know what I mean? If I'm bigger than him, I'm going to go to that box with a better percentage because I'm closer to the basket.
Right.
You understand? So me personally, if they take their big man off, that's your bad luck. I'm going to leave my big man in there to grab rebounds and get that ball inside to him.
This is why Marcus Lee, Jack, he's not involved in this kind of a game because Scott Ross probably thinks that there's no one for him to guard, and he's in foul trouble, obviously. So that might have something to do with it as well.
They're switching a lot as well, so probably he thinks he might get caught up with that switch. And Jalen Adams in front of him. And get himself into foul trouble like he is already.
At the moment, from a Sydney point of view, it almost feels like it's Jalen Adams or nothing. Is that fair?
That is fair to say.
In the first half, it was Alex Tui or nothing, and now it's Jalen or nothing. So they got to work out the balance. And like you said, Coach, it's probably going to take a while. This team has not played together before, and this is game, what, 2? So it's going to be some growing pains, but in the meantime, you still got to try to find a way to win.
Alex Tui hasn't scored since halftime. Had 14 at the break. That's where it stays right now.
And yes, Adams is playing great at the point guard, but he still got to remember, too, I still got to get my guys the ball as well to get everyone involved. Keep them to playing D, keep them rebounding the ball.
Steindl for 3.
I called it. I just called it. I just called it, brother.
Say it again, Coach.
I called it. And guess what? You might get another one.
Big time hit from the captain. Pushes the lead back out to 13. Tasmania in a winning position. Midway through this fourth quarter, they lead 71-58 at MyState Bank Arena in front of a huge sellout crowd.
And Justin is here. Justin's here, which is great. Let's go 5 each, and you're going to win 2 JackJumpers speed bags. You go first.
Big bucket.
Jordan Crawford, his penetration, he has not set the world on fire as far as scoring in bunches and everything. The way he penetrates, he is not tunnel vision. He made that play happen, Coach. Steindl's out there chilling on the wing. Jordan comes off the ball screen, sucks the defense in. He has vision, kicks it out, finds his shooters.
And what you said right there about sucking the defense in, once that guy penetrates and gets to that free throw line, the defense drops, and you leave all these shooters on the outside wide open. Now, if they're knocking them down, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? Me, stay with this guy. If he gets past you, let him take that tough shot over my 5-man, but I'm staying with my shooters.
MyState Bank Arena. 7 minutes, 42 the clock. Let's go. Make some noise. We need to hear you.
JackJumpers lead it by 13. 7:42 remaining in the game. Not only have they been able to find their own method of scoring, they've kept Sydney to 58 points.
That JackJumper defense is still there. Even though they gave up a lot of points to Perth in round 1, their DNA is still a defensive unit. And now what they've added with more offensive punch with Majuk Ding and Jordan Crawford, obviously Clint Steindl's hit a few shots. You've added more firepower to an already defensive-minded team. So they are more dangerous to me this year than they've ever been.
Let's get down to Kelsey Brown. You were listening to Tasmania in that timeout, Kels.
There's no surprise that the JackJumpers timeout was up and about. There was lots of voice, many people talking. They're going to run a few plays because they think Clint Steindl is hot, so kick it out to him in the corner. corner.
What? Absolutely. Make one, go back to the well. This guy is a veteran. He knows what he's doing. He can get hot, and when he gets hot, he can keep it up.
Scott Roth, old school. He knows how to go to the well. Let's see it.
You spoke about their defense last week and how many points they gave up. You better believe in practice all week, Scott Roth would have been on their backsides about playing defense and shutting people down.
He gave up 101 last week, for those who missed the Perth game Friday night.
What? Step back, one-legger step back. Just to let you know, I'm in my bag.
Absolutely.
Milton Doyle, 21 points, is the game's leading scorer. Plus 14 on the floor. He's making it look easy.
Milton made me talk reckless to him to get him fired up, but this is what he's capable of.
Give me that.
Bolden tips it in.
And that's what Jonah's going to have to bring to this team, those intangibles, just like that, because that's the stuff that Xavier Cooks would have done last year. Make a bad shot into a good shot.
Now it's Sean Bruce's turn to try and stop Doyle, so Brucey just decides to foul him instead.
Stick him a foot out there, I'll stop it.
Now, I haven't seen anybody's scouting report, but to me it looks like they targeted Denzel Valentine. Now, I'm not saying that Denzel can't D up, but I would take offense if you're going to put me in the ball screen. Coach, how you feel about that? Like, who you talking to like that, Coach?
Well, Denzel obviously is not the best defender on the floor. I mean, he's played in the NBA, but he's had injuries. And I think people know his side-to-side defense is probably not as great as it used to be. So, smart move by Roth. Go at it.
John Bairstow back out there. Marcus Lee, we've only seen for 8 minutes tonight because of foul trouble. Got 2 early and then got another 2 as soon as he came back out. Jordan Crawford tees off. And it slips through the fingertips of Bolden.
We could see a trend with import guards, Jack. Milton Doyle can afford to relax even more than what he normally would have because you got Jordan Crawford that can make plays. We've seen the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have 2 import guards. I think it's always good for a coach to have playmakers on the floor. And right now, Tazzy, on either side, you know you're in trouble.
Perth, New Zealand, both teams with 2 guards, two playmakers guards.
He's a different sort of player to Josh Magette, who was running the point for Tasmania last year. More proactive. Josh Magette, such a floor general and such a leader, which is what Tasmania needed in that first 2 seasons.
Yeah, and full credit to Josh Magette. I mean, he was the perfect kind of guard they needed to start the whole franchise. But Scott's evolved into what he wants in players, and I think he's got the perfect backcourt. Look at this. It's too easy.
Count it. Again, I know I'm harping on this, and I've said it 100 times, and the viewers at home probably saying, shut up, coach. You said it too many times. But you cannot leave this kid. Calling on replay. You can't leave this guy on the island by no help. Look at this. Valentine, stick your hand in there. You know, you got to hedge at it like you're going to help out to make them do something else with that ball.
You've got problems when you got 2 playmaking guards on the floor.
Well, speaking of Josh Magette, saw on Twitter last week, I think it was, that Josh has decided that his career at this stage is going to come to an end. He's going to look at the next phase in his life. So, all the best, Josh.
Absolutely.
I can say for certain, Damon, his 2-year contribution in Tasmania will never be forgotten.
No way.
No. These are proud poisonous angels.
Pass, Valentine for Bolden. Makes it a 12-point game. Still 5 minutes left.
Still enough time if they can do something with this ISO basketball.
Look at this.
ISO is too easy.
The only way to combat this with Jordan Crawford, what they're doing to you right now, is go up the other end and put Jordan Crawford in the box.
Yeah.
Galloway into the Bolden handoff. Trying to be proactive and get something going. Dwight Noy hasn't been able to get going at all tonight.
Is that the Elvis?
Dance. Half the hip flexes on Scott Ross.
Watch yourself there, Scotty.
He'll be sore in the morning. Coach Mahmoud just subs Jalen Adams back in the court for the last 4.5. And because right now the offense is real shaky.
They're going to have a look at this, I think.
Coach's challenge. They had a good chat about it, Scott Roth and his coaching staff. After he put his hip back in, of course. The original call was a block on Jared Bairstow. Send it over to the replay centre.
So here we go. Guess carefully, there's a $50 Chemist Warehouse gift card up for grabs, and we're going to pick it up from the crowd. Hold both arms in the air.
Is he still moving?
He's moving. That's a block for mine, Coach.
Arms in the air.
No. I don't know. Watch. Moving, but.
Arms in the air. Cross if he misses. The camera's on you. $50
Say what's on your mind, Coach.
I mean, my goldfish harder than that. Fuck my goldfish on the forehead harder than that. Come on, bro.
Good job by Kawhi by putting pressure on the D, but I just don't think he was set.
Maybe.
And you have won yourself a
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful.
Congratulations.
Ball on the floor on green 21, step and stand. We're shooting 2 shots.
Senior official Chris Reed.
Chris and Damon in cahoots.
Well, Kings got to make a run here. 4 minutes to go. Down by 12. They got to do something about that ISO ball on the other end. On the offensive end, they got to be aggressive. Attack the basket, knock down some jump shot.
Still very early, and they're still piecing it all together. New coach, new starting 5 for the Sydney Kings. If they go down tonight, for Kings fans, any reason to be concerned at this stage?
No need to panic if they drop this one, because you still got DJ Ho to come into the lineup. And even with this team, they're going to win enough games, Coach, before DJ gets back. They're going to win enough games, so no need to panic. I mean, this is a quality team you playing on the road in Tasmania JackJumpers. They won't be the only team to come here and take a L.
Noy makes both. The difference is 10. With 4.5 minutes left. Kelsey Brown courtside.
Did you say before you reckon it's Milton Doyle's island? I think it's Scott Roth's island. He reacted before, and this crowd reacted with him. They adore him down here.
If he ever wanted to make a run at Premier or something like that at Tasmania, it'd be a walk-up start, wouldn't it?
Oh, my goodness. It'd be a no-brainer.
Here's Crawford. Bit of a play by McVeigh, tips it back.
Offensive rebounds, and once again, a staple of the JackJumper basketball. No, what on earth was that? Rebound number 2.
14 offensive rebounds for the JackJumpers. They miss out both times there. Valentine has it rim out. Adams very nearly stole it away.
That's that shot, Coach. It's a good shot only if you make it.
That's right.
I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but given the context of the game, the last thing you want to do is blaze away that quick, and now you're right back on defense. I mean, you haven't really made the JackJumpers play any D in that possession. They're going at the mismatch.
McVeigh winds the clock down. Trimick with a hustle play.
That's holding the ball in the NFL, isn't it, Jack?
Sure is. Insufficient intent.
Coach, is the Sydney Kings defense, okay, you look at the score and say, okay, JackJumpers only got 76. Is it more the defense, or is it more the case that the JackJumpers are missing some wide open looks?
Sydney King, we're talking about the Sydney Kings here?
Talking about the Sydney Kings.
I don't necessarily like right now. Now I'm not bagging them. I don't necessarily like how they're getting their baskets. It's all individual, one-on-one. Adams did his thing. You know, Chewy did his thing. But again, when you have a guy like Cooks from last year or the year before, he gets that thing off the glass. They're swinging the ball from side to side, so whoever's open is going to take that shot. It's more individual play now than, and that'll come. It'll come. They'll get better at it. I'm not putting them down. I know that this is quality. They got quality players on this team.
It's Jonah Bolt's 8th rebound, by the way. He's heading into double-double territory. It's his second game back. Adams.
And that post
shooting free throws.
Sorry, Jack. And that post D on Jalen Adams, on Jack McVay the block, did not go unnoticed by me. They know they're coming at him. He's got low center of gravity, body Jack up, force Jack into a tough turnaround jumper, low percentage shot, and then he gets on the other end. And now I don't mind. You get to stop Coach. Now you can push in transition and get yourself a quick shot. Plenty of time left.
While Jalen Adams is shooting free throws, and he misses the first. Shout out to one of the genuine stars of the NBL, Mark Worthington, who's about to jump on a bike very shortly, ride over 200 kilometres in the next couple of weeks to raise money for cancer. It's obviously a cause very close to Wortho's heart with his dad, but a cause close to us with Andrew Parkinson and also our man Corey Homicide Williams, who have both had their own battles in recent times. So Wortho, you're a star.
Good work by you, Wortho.
Well done, Wortho. He's a good man.
Doyle lost the handle. Crawford trying to make the best of a bad situation. Still within touching distance, Sydney. Foul on Bairstow. Tasmania's 4th of the quarter.
Texas just has to make sure they get a good shot every time down the floor here. Don't go down and rush and take a bad shot, because the clock can be a friend here. They go down, take a bad shot, and give Sydney an opportunity to come down and score and put themselves in a bit of trouble here.
And if you're the Kings, you're only down by 9 and you one foul away from shooting free throws for the last 2.5. I'd be looking at attacking the basket right now.
Kawatnoy stripped. He hasn't had a great night by his standards.
Hold down, get a good shot.
Is that it?
No. Still 16 seconds on that clock. I would have milked that thing a little bit more. I mean, no, he's wide open. And again, if it goes down, it's great.
Noy kept it alive. Last 2 minutes of the game. Galloway off the window. Does it rim out? Now time is their friend.
I think that was their shot, Coach. I think that was Sydney's shot. So you're gonna get some ball.
I'm gonna milk this thing all the way down.
Off his leg.
Let's go back to that Jack McVay shot. Some people watching Copes and Damon might say he was wide open. It was the right shot. You're saying it possibly wasn't?
Coach being a hypocrite, Coach would have shot that shot 9 times out of 10.
But Coach would have made
for the dagger.
But Coach would have made that shot 9 times out of 10.
I want to get the score right. What do you say?
That is that no good shot if it goes in, Jack.
What I do know, Damon, is we can't have this Copes calling himself Copes business. It's starting to creep in. We're going to knock this on the head really early.
Correct. That's right. Correct.
Hey, man, leave Copes alone, man. Leave Copes alone.
This is what happens when Drewy's not here, though. You get to talk.
That's right.
Get on the rim.
Kings looking for a good shot. Adams, beautiful finish.
He's a player. He's a player.
Good patience by Sean Bruce. He thought about it himself.
Your way too.
Thought Jalen might have been a better option. Jalen attacked the rack. Tasmania don't want to foul right now. They need a basket.
Kings have got 3 fouls for the quarter. Trying to soak up the full 24.
There it is.
Jack McVay drives and scores.
Much better shot.
Good night.
Good night.
Kings go to sleep defensively and McVeigh makes them pay.
Yeah, Jonah got caught asleep off the ball. Kawhi thought it might have been a switch. Poor communication led to an easy jack dunk. But on the other end, Tasmania relaxes, and Jalen attacks the hoop. He gets to the line, so...
And the clock stops.
Clock stops.
He's missed a couple of these free throws today, though, hasn't he? There you go.
As a team coach, they haven't been great. 11 of 19 from the free throw line tonight.
That's not great.
Oh! Noy tips it in. Makes it an 8-point game.
The classic not boxing out on a free throw, a coach killer.
So we'll be watching that on film tomorrow.
It's a two-possession game.
Trimmick. Cool heads prevail. Crawford can't ice it yet. Loose ball up for grabs. Sydney come up with it. Oh, Bruce for three.
Oh.
There was the chance.
He makes that, and we got a real game.
Oh, and he had Jalen on the left side, who, if you had your choice which way to go,
Roth is into it, isn't he?
That's not a play on the ball. Don't throw any shit out here.
Let him know.
I don't have a clear look at the opposite side.
He's done that before, too.
We had that last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Clapper came onto the court against the Breakers.
Because it hurts the team. You can't do stuff like that.
Well, Kelsey told us before, it's Scott Roth's island.
he just fell hard. Jalen went for the ball. This is not unsportsmanlike.
No.
He's begging for it.
142! This here, I can't hear the other one.
Now you got to play the foul game.
Two of the five most fiery guys in the league guarding each other right now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And they love it.
Kings need a steal. Oh! Glover goes down. Doyle kept it moving. Tasmania thought their way through that expertly. There was a whistle, it's just that no one could hear it.
I told you it's loud down there, didn't it?
Chaos has ensued a little bit. Neither team will be happy with the way they closed off this game.
But they'll be happy with that win, though.
But you got to get a win any way you can.
Flop warning on the court. That's the second flop warning?
Sean Bruce fouls out. Crawford on the line. 13 points last week on debut for Tasmania. Has 14 tonight.
Don't worry, I'm asking right now.
I think it's going okay so far.
He's leaving the door open.
Thank you.
Nice guy. He's trying to referee. Done a good job.
Not many coaches.
Wow. Not many losers. Not many losers going to say that.
The lead is 7. 14.6 left. They've done a lot of things right in the first 2 and a bit seasons in the league here, Tasmania, but one thing they haven't been able to do frequently is beat Sydney. Tonight, they're going to have their number.
And this is the time the Sydney Kings, they are compromised, so this is a good time to get them. They're a little underdone.
They're still the Sydney Kings, though. Remember you said that? Sydney Kings are in town. Okay, let's just say the Kings aren't the Kings. They can be, though. They got talent. They got a lot of talent on that team.
They'll dust themselves off again. They'll be at home on Sunday against Adelaide.
Absolutely.
Their first home game of the season, and Tasmania will head to John Cain Arena. What a massive, massive game that is. 2 o'clock on Sunday local time. Melbourne United and Tasmania.
What a game. I'm calling that game, too. I'm there.
The United, we haven't seen the best of them, but yet they still undefeated, and they only going to get better. You still got JLA to come into the team. You still got Ian Clark to come into the team, and they're just they playing well.
How many balls? How many balls you gonna have when these guys come?
You only got one ball though. They got to figure it out.
It's already a sellout on Sunday at John Cain Arena, and everything we're hearing is that Sydney and Kudos Bank Arena will be just about a sellout for their first home game.
What's going on, Jack, with this NBL, man? Why is everybody... What's happening?
Sellout tonight.
Sellout all over the place.
Just about a sellout in Perth next against Adelaide. We are away to a flyer in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Great pass. Was that his first shot in the second half?
He might have got a post up.
Did he get a post up?
Might have got one post up.
145. And that's what I mean about. That's what I mean about a different team, because he was on fire in the first half. For him to only get 2 shots, one desperation, doesn't work. Doesn't work for me. No, it takes a little time to get there, and it will get there. But that's some of the stuff you got to talk about. Why isn't Tui touching the ball a little bit more?
Exactly.
A reminder up next, we're headed to RAC Arena, the Wildcats and the 36ers. The great John Casey alongside Damien Martin, Annalie Maley and Trevor Gleeson, the commentary team in the venue for that one.
You look at Sydney Kings, and you look at their 9 missed free throws, and they're down by 8. Just little things like that. You know they're going to be better as the season goes on. It's so important, Jack, to get wins early. While every team is still trying to figure it out, you got to still find a way to win, because you don't want to be in that log jam like it was last year, that last couple spots.
The JackJumpers defend the island for the first time in NBL 24. 80-72 the final score. The JJs are on the board.
That island. Jordan Crawford hasn't been in Australia 2 weeks. And Milton Doyle, Foot Locker player of the game.
He gets a nice $250 gift card courtesy of Foot Locker. 21 points, 8 of 15 from the field. Their number 1 man was in great touch.
He did all that in 3 quarters, too. You spoke about him you spoke about him picking it up. And I think someone wants to send him a message and said, Dame's talking about you on TV, you need to pick it up. Because as soon as you said that, he caught fire. And he's so smooth with whatever he does.
We're back to wrap it up on the other side of this. Tasmania winners tonight at MyState Bank Arena by 8.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Jack Jumpers win it 80-72. Milton Doyle, our footlocker player of the game, 21 points on 8 of 15. Never looks rushed, always looks in control.
The smooth assassin. He was quiet in the first quarter. He decided, let me take over this game, and we saw his full arsenal.
He's that tough. He's a man. He get on his back, he'll take you to the promised land.
Jack Jumpers go 1-1 on the season. They'll play Melbourne United on Sunday. Sydney now 1-1 as well. And they will play Adelaide at home at Kudos Bank Arena on Sunday afternoon as well. Up next, it's Perth taking on Adelaide. The Wildcats with a chance to square the ledger after Sunday's loss against the Adelaide 36ers. And, well, for Adelaide, Copes, they need a win.
They're desperate. Look, and I hear a little rumble in the jungle at practice. That's something they probably need. They need to fire each other up and get each other going.
That's where we're headed next. On behalf of Leonard Copeland, Damon Lowry, Kelsey Brown, and all of our team behind the scenes, thanks for being with us tonight. We head to RAC Arena for the Cats and the 36ers.